Hey guys, welcome back to Sex with S. My name is Solani M and I am the sex conversationalist. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you, and thank you so much for coming back. If you're new, please look around your screen. I'm pretty sure there's a red subscribe button somewhere there. Tap on it, join us, and let's chat about sex, babies. Guys, let's talk about consent. First of all, I think back to my initial sexual engagements. I think back to when I started the channel, those sexual engagements. Look back to my history, and I think that in my sex life, consent, as clearly as I know it today, was not utterly or just just absolutely incorporated. I think I was having a live on TikTok the other day, and the people were insisting on implied consent. They were insisting, the men particularly, on non-verbal consent. And it's not a concept I think I would ever advocate for right now in our society. However, I would like to say that as when I started engaging in sexual activity or doing the deed, I worked by that. And I can't for the life of me, I can't bring myself to say non-verbal consent is clear. I can't, and that's a personal thing. And that is why in how I engage sexually, it has changed. And I've come to find that verbal consent, I've come to find that enthusiastic consent, I've come to find that clear consent is hella sexy. Guys, what the hell? Why don't you guys talk about this? We don't talk about this enough. It's so sexy. Consent. Asking for consent. The whole asking for consent and giving consent. The whole shebang. I'll be quite honest with you. It makes me jeez my pants. I'm having I'm having images as I'm saying this, because I'm remembering him say, "Can I?" And me actually literally receiving the question and getting to say, "Yes, actually you can," I don't know, I don't want to say it's empowering. I don't want to say it's validating. I want to say it's sexy. I quite literally want to say it's sexy. Because I don't look for a validation. I don't look for empowerment. I just know that we live in a society that has conditioned us to view women as less than and not as whole human beings, or batu. I don't know what the fuck a human being is, but motu. We live in a society that just kind of a patriarchal society, basically shits on women, if I'm being honest. And how much of that objectification, how much of that demeaning energy and just not being seen, that type of energy, how much of it is in the sexual activity, how much of it is in the intimacy aspect of life. I don't even want to say intimacy, because intimacy as a word I think is a healthy thing, but how much of it is in how much we engage with each other sexually is wild. I think that women are demeaned just generally, but in sexual settings, Oof. So for me, like that kind of thing where someone, like, consent is kind of like asking for my consent. It's the bare minimum, guys. But what it communicates to me is, hey, equal. Hey, human being. Do you want this? You know, like, I don't know. It just sounds like, it sounds like being seen. It feels like being seen. It feels, and like for me, it's like if you don't do that, if you don't do that whole consent thing, if you don't, you're unclear on it, it hinders you. It hinders you with your sexual pleasure. It totally motherfucking hinders your sexual pleasure. When you give consent, when you get consent, when you give consent, when you agree to something, you set an intention. You set yourself up to enjoy something. You say, yes, I actually want this. Think about it with anything. Think about sweets. Think anything that you actually want. The decision, the actual acknowledgement that you want it. It's what makes you enjoy it. So if you don't even get to acknowledge and like really be conscious of the fact that you want something, or you want the sexual engagement, and then it's happening, I'm gonna first speak on it in terms of pleasure. If you're engaging with someone who intends to give you pleasure, if you're engaging with someone and you intend to give them pleasure, how is that possible if they don't know whether they want it or not? You know? Consent is sexy. Consent, that's where the journey begins, child. For me, like when I say, yes, I want to, let's do it. I don't understand someone engaging with me in that moment when I haven't wanted to. Like, I can imagine it in the sense that it's happened before, but like, I can't picture that engagement being one that is intended to benefit me. And that's quite the thing. If you're not clear about the sexual engagement, about this person wanting to engage with you sexually, then you're serving yourself with someone else's body. You're being entitled. You're being self-centered. You're violating someone. As a matter of fact, you just suck at the whole thing that you're doing, like the whole sexual act. You're bad at it. Ugh. Like, I don't know, guys. I think I'm low-key speaking to my perpetrator, low-key, but that's not what this is about. This is about like what it feels like to have consent. Because I think just like I said in the beginning, that when I started having sex, or when I started engaging in the deed, I operated on a very different idea of what consent is than I do right now. And fuck, thank God I operate on this one now, because you can't enjoy something if you don't establish that you want it. Because like I said, I think I was operating on the concept of implied consent, but that implied consent is like, it's very much, or like non-verbal consent is very, like right now when I look at it, I think it's giving fetish. It's giving you want to be uncertain. It's giving you want to read people's bodies, or like you want, it's just giving entitlement. It's giving I want to figure it out myself, and that's actually just weird with someone's body. But like, if you guys want to normalize that shit, I don't know. I just I found that breaking away from that has been so beneficial for my sex life, for my pleasure, man. Like, I'd like to announce that this I'd like to announce that this man, this new way of practicing consent in my life has earned me my second penetrative orgasm. Anyway, I don't want to get into that orgasm yet, because I think there's so much growth on my part that has played into it, and I'll make a video about that soon, maybe in a few weeks. Actually, yeah, maybe in a few weeks. However, I guess like I've blabbed, I've said what I ultimately think, just overall, in terms of just consent, my journey with it, how I now totally find it sexy. And I think you guys like me, I don't know, I think I probably even said this in one of my videos. Don't you want to know that this person wants to do that with you? Like, how the fuck are you even reaching climax without knowing that the person wants you? Because honestly, body language, I get it in extremely specific situations, but generally, non-verbal consent, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's just my take, man, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I highly appreciate it. If you haven't, please subscribe to my damn channel. If you guys know anything and you want to share, and you want people to exercise, I guess, a healthy sexual engagement, please drop a comment, leave anything you think it will be valuable to me or anybody else. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.